check. Yeah. Namaskar to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, wishing you all a very pleasant morning and definitely a very pleasant day. We are coming to the closure of the fourth edition of the India Energy Week, and marking the closure with this grand closing ceremony, which we are just about to begin. So let me once again extend greetings to all present here, all the captains and leaders of the industry, all the senior officials and representatives from across ministries, the delegations who have joined us, the policy makers, decision takers, the heads and senior representatives from almost 120 plus countries who participated in these 4 days, and then all the innovators, the solution providers, the exhibitors, the challengers who had taken the challenge, the hackathon challenge, and then the startup challenge, which we had, the startups, entrepreneurs, the students who joined us in these 4 days, and all the other stakeholders, the academicians, researchers, huge value chain of the energy sector, from the hydrocarbons, from the renewables, from the clean energy technologies. So welcome to all of you to the closing ceremony. We are going to be starting shortly. May I request you all to kindly be at your respective seats. In this 1-hour ceremony, we have today the awards which are going to be presented at the hands of the Honorable Minister, sir. Joining us here in the closing ceremony on the dais will be our Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Excellency Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri ji, along with our Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Dr. Neeraj Mittal. They are going to be presenting also the awards. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the awards to the startups presented, to the international startups who also took the challenge, the Hackathon Awards presented, and then the FIPI Awards, one of the most prestigious awards of the oil and gas sector, which are going to be presented today. And then we have a closing and a very defining conversation with the Honorable Minister and Secretary, sir, that's going to be moderated by a global energy expert and analyzer of the sector that shall mark the grand closing of the 4 days, consolidating all what we have captured, absorbed, and building on further the future of a more secure, sustainable energy future, especially as we talk about securing our economies, energizing growth, and yes, enriching lives of our people. We thank all the sponsors. We thank all the supporters. In fact, they stand as partners in success towards organizing the 4th edition, a successful one which then paves way for the next edition as we meet next year for the 5th edition of the India Energy Week. And from here on the journey towards realizing all what we have discussed and deliberated, all what we have absorbed, taking it to the implementation stage starts from today. As I thank you, may I once again request people who are joining us to be at your respective seats. Just a request to the awardees, our representatives shall guide you at your respective seats. You're requested, as the name is called on, you're requested to kindly move up on the stage from the steps which are on my right-hand side and your left-hand side. After having received the award, you're requested to disembark the stage from the other side and then back at your respective seats. We have our official photographers who are going to be taking the pictures. So don't worry, your pictures are going to be there and you can collect them later. Just a request to the awardees that once you've accepted the award, you just start moving towards the other end, disembarking and making way for the next awardee. Today, ladies and gentlemen, in this ceremony, we have almost 23 awards which are going to be presented. And we are going to be covering those awards, the award ceremony in 20 to 25 minutes. So just once again, a request to the awardees to be kindly moving up on the stage a little faster after having received the award, disembarking from the other side and making way for the next awardee to be joining us here on the stage and accepting the award. Ladies and gentlemen, these 4 days really accomplishing ones which we have had. Many collaborations and partnerships and deals which have been cemented here in these 4 days, many ambitions realized, many discussions and deliberations towards the policy reforms and the programs being initiated, and then many collaborations and partnerships with the other countries within the industry which have formulated here. We started, as we started on the day one, a very grand opening with the inaugural address of the Prime Minister Modi, who mentioned about, and I quote what he mentioned, "Today's India is a land of immense opportunities for the energy sector," and that is where the Honorable Prime Minister highlighted India's expanding role in the global energy demand and investment potential. He spoke about the huge investment potential which India is opening to the leaders of the world, to the energy leaders of the world. He spoke about making in India, innovating in India, scaling in India, investing in India, a call to the global energy leaders to be investing and partnering with India's energy ecosystem. The Honorable Prime Minister mentioned that India aims to raise almost $100 billion in the oil and gas investment by the end of the decade and significantly expand its refining and exploration capacity. Prime Minister also mentioned about offering investment opportunities worth $500 billion in the energy sector, marking a remarkable shift from the energy security to energy independence. That is where India aiming at becoming energy self-reliant, energy Atmanirbhar. We had the address, the keynote address from our Honorable Minister, Sir, Excellency Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri ji. He mentioned that he spoke about the India Energy Week being a platform bringing together all the stakeholders, the key stakeholders across the huge value chain of the energy sector amid a period of transition, amid a period of market volatility. Critical moment as it stands for our global markets, for geopolitics, for the climate change which we are experiencing. That is where India, ladies and gentlemen, stands determined towards its growth, but then a sustainable growth, a sustainable development, taking care of the environment. The global energy transition, as the Honorable Minister, Sir, mentioned, is fundamentally about energy addition rather than replacement. And that's where India, ladies and gentlemen, is tapping on all the major sources of energy, optimizing on all the sources of energy, oil, gas, biofuels, hydrogen, LNG, CBG, and thus, as the Honorable Minister said, emphasizing a more balanced, sustained investment across all the energy forms. The Honorable Minister, Sir, also mentioned that by 2050, India's share of the global energy demand is projected to rise by nearly 20 to 35%, reaching around 10% of the total global demand. Yet, with the per capita energy consumption still at 40% of the global average, India's growth journey remains both necessary and responsible. In the inaugural session, we also had the keynote address of Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, the Honorable Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology, who's also the Managing Director and CEO of ADNOC. He mentioned about the global energy demand entering a phase of large-scale transformation, which is driven by emerging markets and diverse energy systems. He mentioned that the greatest risk which is facing the global energy system today is under investment, and that was something which was voiced in the later sessions also. And he called for a more balanced investment in building trust. He mentioned that trust for them is fundamental. He spoke about ensuring energy security, affordability, and sustainability. As an energy leader, he also shared with us the various initiatives which ADNOC is taking, leveraging on energy, leveraging on technology, moving towards becoming a more future-ready energy major. Seeking international cooperation, we had the voices expressed by the Energy Minister of Canada, Mr. Tim Hodgson. He mentioned that the era of energy shaped by the hegemony of the powerful is giving way to one defined by partnerships and balance. He recognized India as a critical market for expanding bilateral energy trade. We also had the Secretary General of International Energy Forum joining in the conversation, which was moderated by the opinion columnist Bloomberg. And the Secretary General also mentioned that he sees a lot of potential in India. He also mentioned that oil is not going anywhere. Oil is going to be continuously going to be playing an important role in the energy basket. But yes, as we move towards building a more sustainable future, we need to consider the other greener sources of energy. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a request to everyone to be kindly taking your seats. We are going to be shortly joined by the Honorable Minister and Secretary, sir, and then we start with the closing ceremony. May I just apprise you, August Catherine, they're already there in the complex. We are just waiting for everyone to be settling down. The awardees, once again, request to be at your respective seats, the designated seats for you, so that your movement on the stage becomes a little easier, as well as you disembark the stage after having accepted your award. And we are able to do the entire award ceremony within the stipulated time of 20 to 25 minutes, in which 23 awards, as I mentioned, are going to be presented today. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all settling down, I think I'll just take once again the opportunity of going through the key achievements and the key milestones which we have covered during these 4 days. In these 4 days, we've had the joint statement between the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, India, and the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources of Canada. This joint statement reaffirmed India-Canada commitment to strengthening energy security through a diversified and reliable supply chain. Both sides agreed to expand the bilateral energy trade, with Canada supplying crude LNG and LPG, and India exporting refined petroleum products. As our Honorable Minister has also mentioned, India is aiming towards becoming Atmanirbhar, self-reliant, and not only catering to its own demand, which is increasing because India, ladies and gentlemen, is moving ahead towards becoming a developed nation by 2047, a Viksit Bharat. For that, the demand of energy increasing. India is aiming at catering to its, not only towards catering to its own demand, but also the demand of the world. This partnership, which we had with Canada, also focuses on clean energy collaboration, including hydrogen, biofuels, carbon capture, critical minerals. The India-Canada Ministerial Energy Dialogue was also relaunched to drive long-term cooperation investments and technology partnerships. We had the hydrogen zone, which was inaugurated by our Honorable Minister. That was just after we closed the inaugural ceremony here. And hosted by Oil India, the hydrogen zone showcased cutting-edge hydrogen technologies and solutions which are shaping India's low-carbon future. There was a leadership panel that pegged natural gas as instrumental in reducing emissions. And further, for affordability, infrastructure and energy additions was mentioned are central to the pragmatic global transition. Energy leaders examined the evolving role of natural gas and LNG in strengthening energy resilience, supporting economic growth and enabling a more realistic and inclusive energy transition amid the geopolitical uncertainty and turmoil. We also had a session with OPEC, and OPEC projected India as the largest driver of global energy demand growth. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us is Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Dr. Neeraj Mittal. We welcome him in the gathering. OPEC, ladies and gentlemen, also mentioned that India's energy demand is expected to double almost by 2050, as the oil and gas is expected to remain central to the global energy mix. So oil is not going anywhere. It continues to dominate our energy basket. The OPEC outlook underscored the need for sustained investments to meet the rising demand and offset natural decline rates. Globally, cumulative oil-related investments requirements at around 18.2 trillion USD between 25 and 2050. Nearly 15 trillion USD in upstream investment. The third day, yesterday, it saw and highlighted data, technology, and balanced pathways for energy security, bioenergy scale-up, integrated data, clean manufacturing, hydrogen momentum, and pragmatic coal transition shape India's Viksit Bharat 2047 vision. The third day, ladies and gentlemen, as it concluded, it reaffirmed that India's energy transition is going to be defined not by a single pathway, but by a coordinated approach that balances the growth and sustainability, innovation with reliability, and ambition with the realism. And in these 4 days, ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister Modi also met 27 global CEOs. 27 global CEOs, along with the Honorable Minister, sir, and the Secretary, sir. They flew down to New Delhi, and there was a meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister, sir. Global CEOs see almost 100 billion USD hydrocarbon opportunity in India, one what was expressed by our Honorable Prime Minister, and they stand confident to be implementing and articulating it on ground. 500 billion USD opportunity across industries. That is what the global CEOs expressed. India also looking for geothermal energy in a big way. The 2-day CBG, the compressed biogas deliberations, all took place, and wherein India is aiming towards developing the CBG ecosystem, especially as it is aiming towards scaling up the CBG blending obligation, which is presently at 1%, scaling it to 5% by the financial year 28-29. And towards that, India working on building the ecosystem. And we had a 2-day discussion and deliberations towards it. That will be a major, major milestone, achieving the 5% target for India's clean energy transition and waste to value journey. India-Netherlands roundtable was also held on creating ecosystem for green waterways. There was a session also on critical minerals. And as was reflected, the critical minerals search for tomorrow products will not only empower both the developing and the developed countries, but also create job opportunities. So promising 3 days it has been, accomplishing 3 days with almost 75,000 professionals who joined us in these 4 days. 700 plus exhibitors, 550 plus speakers, national as well as international global experts joining, expressing their perspective in the strategic sessions and the technical conference which we had. In the strategic conference, almost 300 plus speakers, and that was on 4 theme creators, 11 integrated themes. And then we had the technical sessions wherein almost 250 plus technical experts again shared their solutions, their technologies, their ideas. The day 2, which we had again, that was the 28th of January. The key takeaways, particularly of the day 2, we had focus on affordability, infrastructure, innovation, and policy alignment as major pillars of India's energy transition. The leaders highlighted the importance of affordable LNG, expanding city gas networks, electrification, and grid resilience. India's growing energy demand and global leadership role were reinforced with a very strong call for coordinated investment and technology-driven transformation. Under-investment in fossil fuels, renewables was also reiterated, a point which was mentioned by the UAE minister in the inaugural session. Also, the Honorable Minister in the inaugural address touched on during the conversations about the future aviation fuel, the SAF, and we also, during the other sessions, the opportunities which are there towards SAF, the emerging aviation fuel, were discussed. SAF needs to address the needs of nearly 30,000 aircrafts flying around the world, and India has the potential of being an exporter of the aviation fuel. So that was the key highlight of the SAF business session which we had. And shortly we begin with the closing ceremony. It's going to be a 1-hour closing ceremony in which we'll begin with the awards, leading to the conversation with the Honorable Minister, sir, and Secretary, sir. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the closing defining conversation of the India Energy Week 2026, the 4th edition, just about to conclude here in Goa. Just a humble request once again to all in the August gathering to please have your mobile phones on the silent mode, on the meeting mode, please. So once again, thanks to all the sponsors, the partners in success towards organizing the 4-day conference and exhibition. Thank you to everyone to be staying with us till the last leg of the conference. And coming now to the grand closing, shortly joining the Honorable Minister, sir, along with the Secretary, sir, already in the August gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, let's extend a warm and a respectful welcome to the Honorable Minister, Sir, Excellency Shri Hardeep Singh Puri ji, the Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India. Please take your seats. Thank you. Namaskar to everyone. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to everyone to the closing ceremony of the India Energy Week 2026. And what a week, ladies and gentlemen, a remarkable week it has been. A week and an event that has certainly put the spotlight on India's rising role in the global energy arena. The rise of trust and confidence in India's potential, in India's leadership, in partnering with India, and then the expanding investment opportunities in the country. As Honorable Prime Minister Modi in the inaugural address had said, make in India, invest in India, scale in India, innovate in India. By organizing the India Energy Week 2026, ladies and gentlemen, India has not just hosted a global energy dialogue, but as many leaders and world leaders here on this stage had expressed, India has actually helped shape the direction of the changing world energy order. One that is anchored in collaboration, one that is anchored in mutual trust, and one that is giving way to greater collaborative and distributed future. So ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this landmark edition, it is only fitting that we begin by rewarding, recognizing, appreciating, honoring the ideas, the innovations, the initiatives, the collaborations, the partnerships coming from the innovators, from the challengers, from the industry, from the individuals, all who are cooperating, collaborating, not only in shaping India's energy future, but also India's expanding and rising energy leadership. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we close with a defining conversation with the Honorable Minister, Sir, and Secretary, Sir, wherein we look into the future, the policies, the programs, the initiatives, the collaborations, the technologies, the innovations, which are going to be driving a more secure, sustainable, and affordable energy future for our country, and in fact, for our countries, for the world. That's going to be the closing conversation with the Honorable Minister, Sir, and Secretary, Sir. But before we look into the future, let's first reward and recognize and appreciate and honor the present. So we begin with the awards, and I would like to invite our Honorable Minister, Sir, along with the Secretary, Sir, to kindly join us here on the dais. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite Excellency Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri ji, the Honorable Minister, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India, along with the Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Dr. Neeraj Mittal. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be presenting awards. There are 4 different awards which are going to be presented. We had the challenge, the Startup Challenge, which was the Avinya Energy Startup Challenge, in which 5 awards are going to be presented. We have the Vasudha Overseas Startup Challenge, in which 2 awards are going to be conferred. A hackathon was also organized. We had the Hackathon Challenge, 2 awards in that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Industry Awards, the FIPI Awards, which are going to be presented. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin the awards, we first recognize the winning startups of Avinya, the Energy Startup Challenge. This was a challenge which was launched in the India Energy Week 2024 to identify and support high potential Indian startups in the energy sector. This year, ladies and gentlemen, we received an overwhelming response, 161 applications. We would also like to express our heartfelt thanks to the jury. If we can have, yes, on the screen, the jury on the screen. Jury headed by Mr. Sarthak Behuria, the chairman, GOBP, and former chairman, IOCL. The jury members, Mr. D.K. Saraf, the former chairman of PNGRB and the former CMD ONGC. Dr. R.K. Malhotra, former director R&D IOCL and the former DG FIPI. And Mr. Liton Nandi, the former executive director IOCL. They are there with us in this August gathering. Can we have a huge round of applause and thanking them for selecting the winners. They selected top 5 winners of Avinya 2026. And I would like to request our Honorable Minister, sir, to kindly do the honors of presenting the awards. And we take a bottoms-up approach. The 4th runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, of the Avinya 2026 is Petrobot Technologies. Petrobot Technologies are judged as a 4th runner-up, and they're being recognized for their innovative robotic inspection of hydrocarbon tanks and vessels. Joining us from Petrobot Technologies, the representative receiving the award at the hands of the Honorable Minister, sir. Trophy and a certificate being awarded. And 3rd runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, of the Avinya 2026 is Litex Technologies. They being appreciated, recognized for an AI-driven deep information maximization engine, that's DIME. That is to revolutionize oil and gas exploration process. And the 2nd runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, for the Avinya 2026 challenge is Transmeo IT Solutions. They being appreciated for conceptualizing an AI-driven fiber sensing applications for accurate monitoring of pipeline, wells, and CCUS process. And ladies and gentlemen, the 1st runner-up of Avinya 2026, Ossus Biorenewables. Appreciated for an innovative biochemical process that converts industrial wastewater into green hydrogen. These are the Avinya Challenge Awards being presented to the startups. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Avinya 2026 Startup Challenge is Minimines Clean Tech Solutions. Minimines Clean Tech Solutions, the winners, recognized for their proprietary HHM process that delivers low carbon recovery of high value materials from end-of-life lithium-ion batteries, with expansion underway into solar panels, catalytic converters, and permanent magnets to strengthen India's critical mineral supply chains. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Vasudha Challenge. This is the Oil and Gas Upstream Overseas Startup Challenge, launched in 25 IW. And a total of 20 applications received, 7 from USA, 5 from Canada, 2 from Nigeria, 1 from Switzerland, France, Denmark, Netherlands, UK, and Germany. We'll have a look at the jury on the screens. The jury headed by Mr. P. Ilango, the former CEO of Hindustan Oil Exploration Company Limited, and Ms. Sophia Nadur, the Managing Director, ASPAC in Middle East, BP Ventures, and Mr. P. Chandrasekharan, the former Director, E&D, Oil India Limited. They selected, ladies and gentlemen, 2 startups in this category. The runner-up of the Vasudha 2026 is Resamine Inc. from USA. Resamine, ladies and gentlemen, with its Hawkeye hybrid model engine, offers advanced optimization capabilities to accelerate reservoir engineering workflows. So two awards, Vasudha, the runner-up here on the stage, and the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of Vasudha 2026 is Synergetics from the Netherlands. Synergetics delivers continuous AI-driven monitoring for corrosion under insulation, enabling safer and sustainable operations. And now we move on to the Hackathon Challenge, in which, ladies and gentlemen, there were 7 premier institutes who participated: IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, IIT Guwahati, IIT Roorkee, IIT ISM Dhanbad, RGIPT Amethi, and IIP Visakhapatnam. We have the jury of Dr. R.K. Malhotra and Mr. R.K. Singh, 2 institutes selected. The runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hackathon Challenge, Team IIT Delhi. Team IIT Delhi, recognized for their innovative ideas in circular economy in the energy sector through biphasic solvent-based CO2 capture and mineralization using steel industry slag. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hackathon Challenge, Team IIT Bombay. Recognized for bringing out Aura, that's AI-driven unified reservoir analysis, a semi-supervised CNN transformer framework that sees into the reservoir. So these were the various challenge awards presented, wherein we had the Avinya, the Vasudha, and the Hackathon Challenge. And now recognition to the industry with the FIPPI Oil and Gas Annual Awards. I would like to invite here on stage FIPPI Chairman, Mr. Arun Kumar Singh ji, along with the co-chairman, Mr. A.S. Sani ji, to please join us here on the dais as we present the FIPPI Awards, one of the most prestigious recognition in the oil and gas sector. These awards, ladies and gentlemen, have evolved to recognize feats in clean energy, sustainability, research, innovation, young talent, and many more. And joining us here now on the dais, along with the Honorable Minister and Secretary, sir, we have the Chairman FIPPI, Mr. Arun Kumar Singh ji, along with the co-chairman, Mr. A.S. Sani ji. The jury, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Anil Kakodkar, Padma Vibhushan, former Chairman, Atomic Energy Commission of India. The jury members present with us in the August gathering, Mr. B. Ashok, the former Chairman, IOCL, Mr. M.K. Surana, former CMD, HPCL, Dr. R.K. Malhotra, former Director, R&D, IOCL, Professor Dr. S. Basu, IIT Delhi, FIPPI Chair Professor, and Mr. Arnab Nandi, the Vice President, Technology, BP India. The first category, ladies and gentlemen, is the Exploration Company of the Year. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, undoubtedly, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited, ONGC. We already have Mr. Arun Kumar Singh ji present here, the team joining, the exuberant team, as the award being presented to them, the Exploration Company of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, ONGC. The award recognizes the excellence in leading performance in reserve acquisition through efficient, safe, and sustainable exploration activities. We can have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. These are the most prestigious oil and gas awards, industry awards being presented. And ladies and gentlemen, the next category is Oil and Gas Production Company of the Year in more than 1 million ton oil equivalent category. And the winner is Oil India Limited. And we have the Chairman and Managing Director, Oil India Limited, Dr. Ranjit Rath, joining us along with his teammates. Many congratulations to Oil India Limited. The award, ladies and gentlemen, recognizes the excellence in oil and gas production among large producers through efficient, safe, sustainable and cost-effective manners leveraging advanced recovery technologies. That's a proud team of Oil India Limited, headed by Dr. Ranjit Rath, receiving the awards. The next category is Oil and Gas Production Company of the Year, less than 1 million ton oil equivalent. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Sun Petrochemicals Private Limited. We have the team of Sun Petrochemicals Private Limited joining us, Shri Padam Singh ji joining us. Okay. So receiving the award, the representatives from Sun Petrochemicals Private Limited. The award recognizes the excellence in oil and gas production among emerging producers through efficient, safe, sustainable, and cost-effective manners. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the refinery of the year. The winner is Reliance Industries Limited, SEZ Refinery, Jamnagar. This award recognizes the excellence in refinery operations, achieving significantly higher performance in throughput, operational efficiency, energy conservation, and sustainability. Shri M.B. Kishore, the Site President, SEZ Refinery, Neeraj Prasanya, Senior Vice President, SEZ Refinery, receiving the award. The next award, ladies and gentlemen, the Innovator of the Year, and this is a team award, and interestingly, there's a tie here. So we have two joint winners here. And in no order of precedence, ladies and gentlemen, the first winner, the R&D Division of Indian Oil Corporation Limited. We already have Shri A.S. Saniji here on the stage. The proud members walking here on the stage to receive the award. The R&D Division of Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Receiving the award, Shri A.S. Saniji, the Chairman IOCL, along with his team. The award recognizes and appreciates conceptualizing and implementing the innovative 4-Zomax CAT indigenous light naphtha isomerization technology. The award comprises a trophy citation for all the 5 members and a prize money of rupees 5 lakh. The joint winner, ladies and gentlemen, is the Innovation Center of Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited. We have Shri Nandkumar V. Pillai, Director Refinery. Joining, they are being recognized for conceptualizing and implementing the innovative project, the Ordering Unit, Technology for Odorless Process Industries. The award comprises a trophy, citations for all the 5 winners, and a prize money of rupees 5 lakh. That was the joint award in this category. Moving to the next category, that's the Best Managed Project of the Year. And the winner is Shell India. Shell India, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, representing PMT joint venture. We have the team here on the stage. The award recognizes the excellence in executing the Tapti decommissioning project, India's first offshore decommissioning project, implemented by PMT joint venture comprising ONGC, Reliance, and Shell. Moving to the next category, that's the City Gas Distribution Company of the Year. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Indraprastha Gas Limited. Award recognizes the excellence and leading performance in expanding the pipeline network and achieving significant growth in CNG stations and overall sales. That's a proud team of Indraprastha Gas Limited being awarded in the category of City Gas Distribution Company of the Year. And the next award, the Pipeline Transportation Company of the Year. Recognition to Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, BPCL, ladies and gentlemen, Pipeline Transportation Company of the Year. The award recognizes the excellence in pipeline transportation operations through operational efficiency performance in preventing leakages and minimizing pipeline downtime and commitment towards sustainable operation. The next award, ladies and gentlemen, to the Oil Marketing Company of the Year. And the winner is Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. We have Shri Vikas Kaushalji joining us, the Chairman and Managing Director. HPCL, the award recognizes the excellence in operational throughput, pioneering customer-centric digital initiatives, expanding lubricants market, promoting Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, and advancing sustainable energy solutions. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the individual award, the Young Achiever of the Year, the female. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Vanashri Mahatre from Pipeline Infrastructure Limited, the Young Achiever of the Year. Walking here on the stage, recognized for professionalism, grit, determination in pursuing a professional career with contribution in controlling UFG, that is unaccounted for gas, enabling alternative gas supply paths, avoiding flaring and enlarging customer base. The award comprises a trophy, citation, and prize money of 50,000. And now the Young Achiever of the Year, male, the winner, Mr. Karthik R. from Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited, recognized for his exceptional merit and contribution in spearheading the Innovation Center team of MRPL, which earned the Best Innovation Award from the Government of India for 3 years, and also for commercializing many new inventions leading to operational efficiency and substantial financial savings for the company. The award comprising trophy, citation, prize money of 50,000. Thank you to Mr. Arun Gupta ji. Thank you, Mr. Sani. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the release of an important publication. And as we release the publication at the hands of the Honorable Minister, sir, would like to invite here on the stage Mr. Praveen Mal Khanuja, the Additional Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and Dr. D.K. Oja, DDG, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, to be pleased joining us as we have the release of the publication. This is Ministry's annual publication, India's Petroleum and Natural Gas Statistics, IPNG 2025. This is, though the second one, it is first of its kind in all the central ministries, and would like to request our Honorable Minister, sir, to kindly release the publication. This publication, ladies and gentlemen, is aimed at providing a comprehensive, integrated, and up-to-date statistical database of India's petroleum and natural gas sector, covering the complete hydrocarbon value chain. The report also incorporates data on taxes and duties with manpower statistics of the oil and gas CPSEs, supporting informed policy and sectoral analysis. There's also a dedicated section on global petroleum trends has been included in this, getting a global perspective also. Thank you very much to Mr. Khanuja, and thank you, Dr. Oja. Thank you to the Honorable Minister, sir, for releasing this publication. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to this closing and defining conversation with the Honorable Minister, sir, and the Secretary, sir, a silver thread that carries not only the spirit of IW 2026, but also defines the future. And in conversation with the Honorable Minister, sir, and Secretary, sir, will be the moderator, whom I would like to invite here on the stage, Ms. Vandana Hari, a globally recognized voice on the energy markets, a very well-known figure in the energy discourse. She, ladies and gentlemen, is the founder and the CEO of Vanda Insights. And as we define the future, discuss the future, the policies, programs, technologies, innovations which are going to be driving the growth of the industry, we have, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Vandana, the founder and CEO, Vanda Insights, and in this way forward conversation with the Honorable Minister, sir, and Secretary, sir. Over to Vandana.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. I know time is of the essence. Both of you have flights to catch, and I'm sure some people in our audience, so we'll get right into it, with your permission, Mr. Minister. I'd like to start with a global perspective on the markets. It looks like geopolitical challenges to oil supply are here to stay. That's just an external reality India has to face. How well do you think the country is adapting to this new reality?
By geopolitical challenges, you cover in that term a very wide range of events that have taken place, those that are currently in play, and those that could take place. In the 5 years that I've been associated with this ministry, you have dealt with, or rather had to deal with, attacks by pirates off the coast of Somalia, attacks in the Red Sea, apprehension that the Strait of Hormuz could face constraints, I'm using words carefully, that the Suez Canal, and a host of things. Fast forward to February 2022, Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine. Then, of course, in geographic proximity in the Gulf, Iran. So I'm listing these to say that anyone who tries to suggest that there isn't geopolitical uncertainty, I don't use the word term, is living in a different world. But what has happened so far? How have we coped? Before I come to a direct answer on how we plan to navigate this.
Sure.
I think we've coped very well. Each challenge has been converted into an opportunity, both in terms of diversification of sources of supply. From 27, we are buying from more than 40 countries. A very fast transitioning on green fuels, 1.4% to 20% on ethanol, a big push on CBG, green hydrogen, etc. Going forward, I am assured, I don't want to use, less than precise language. Three things that stare me in the face. One, there is more and more energy coming onto the global market, both in terms of crude oil supplies, both in terms of newer energies, and at the end of the day, the geopolitical uncertainty, somehow I am convinced, maybe I'm being unduly optimistic, that policymakers will stop, hopefully shy of raising the threshold where turbulence goes into large-scale chaos. I hope that happens. Sometimes I myself get up in the morning and say, oh my God, I hope this is not spiraling into that. But to answer your question specifically, and I apologize for being long-winded, we are very well equipped. We are the third largest consumer, fourth largest refiner, fifth largest exporter. In the coming years, from now to 2027, 28, 2030, India will continue to occupy center stage in the global discourse, and I think we're very well equipped, both in terms of ensuring availability, affordability, of course, it depends, but so far we've insulated our consumer from, And ultimately, the sustainability is which is the really great story.
You've worn a diplomatic hat for a long part of your illustrious career. Do you see India as well positioned diplomatically to have its say, have its voice heard on the international stage? Because we are in an unprecedented flux. We talk about the world moving from a unipolar to a multipolar order, and God knows what the multipolar order is going to look like. Um, this is going to be a new dynamic for India, isn't it?
Well, I spent 39 years in the Foreign Service and 4 years international think tanking. I've never really been impressed with characterizations of unipolar, multipolar. But the fact of the matter is, countries are out there in the arena looking after their own interest. But what I can tell you is that, at least the outward semblance was that post Bretton Woods, the establishment of the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, the ITO was stillborn because the US legislature didn't ratify it, then became the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, and now the World Trade Organization. This entire system, and fundamentally the UN, it's supposed to be based on a multilateral approach. It is supposed to be anchored in the rule of law. And you do. But if you ask me all these years, has the rule of law been followed? I was on the Security Council when the use of force was authorized in the case of Libya. They should have authorized it in the case of Syria. They didn't. Those countries almost fell apart. Today, I think the real apprehension is our country is going to more and more rely on their own internal requirements, and the external exchanges will take place. You will still have bilateral relations. Those are being completely reworked. Things that I didn't imagine could be possible 2 years ago are actually happening. But is the multilateral system anchored in the rule of law, the UN, is that coming to an end? That's an issue. I hope not. Because I believe, Vandana ji, and I say this with a degree of confidence, that the cynical theory that the multilateral system is only designed for the vulnerable and the middle powers, I don't agree. Even the dominant powers need the multilateral system because they need, and the history of the world can change very rapidly. You can spiral into a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
I was ambassador in Brazil when I'm talking about the 2008 economic crisis, 2007-8, and the UN, it seemed, didn't have an answer for it, but the world got together in the formation of the G20. Because the G20 as a group used to meet at finance ministers level, they upgraded it to summit level, so the countries got together and put it. So if you say that one country alone will solve it, don't even look for causation. The causation may be in the real estate sector somewhere, but the fact is the economic integration that countries are now in, a problem in one can easily lead to a problem in the other. And the other thing is also, I find, countries are able to retaliate in quiet ways which also are, not without consequences.
Yeah. Um, Dr. Mittal, as Minister Puri alluded to, so India has something to manage in terms of the external markets and the dialogue externally, but also internally, focusing on growing its own energy sector. You are relatively new to your job, but you are not a stranger to the oil ministry, as we know. What are your priorities as you settle into this role?
Um, I think I'll, take a segue from the Honorable Minister's statement and the general position where India is positioned. If you look at our growth rates, we are growing at about 7.5%, 8%. Projected growth is somewhere around upwards of 7%, twice that of the world average. Our energy requirements are going to grow. This coupled with good, future predictions of the oil and gas, hopefully not very high, but we have to fend for ourselves. And so I think there are two pillars where really I would classify, the priorities of the government as have been, told to us by the Honorable Prime Minister repeatedly and, seconded by the Honorable Minister. First is to strengthen our domestic E&P activities. Honorable Prime Minister announced Samudra Manthan. He has told us a number of wells to be drilled, which is, kind of uh, large, huge numbers, and we are, scrambling to, achieve those goals so that India can make large discoveries and become self-reliant. Second is on, being producers for the world. So we already have a large refining capacity. It's going to grow really much higher. Honorable PM announced a number. We are working towards that. We export a lot of products to the rest of the world. So making, India's position felt as a good supplier of, finished products. Along with that, we are also putting a lot of effort in integrating our refineries to produce good petrochemicals. So, that's all value addition. We import a lot. So, substitute all of that, make everything domestically. The last but not the least is, Honorable Prime Minister has said, we have to be green. We don't need to be green because the world is divided in this. But India has chosen on its own, and we have achieved our NDC targets. Before in 2025, 5 years ahead, and that's because of great progress achieved in the last 10 years, thanks to Minister's efforts and the Prime Minister's effort of ethanol blending. We want to go for CBG, we want to do SAF, etc. The second pillar is using technology. How do we make our operations efficient? How do we improve our logistics? How do we, have multiple companies, put them together, and save money for the country? So digitalization, use of AI, really helping the tech part of this industry, which they have not focused that much, but I think we are starting to do that. So these are the two main pillars of our action.
Okay, thank you. One of the terms you mentioned is CBG, compressed biogas. Some of the detractors of alternative energies say that, yes, but these are only making inroads at the margins, like fossil fuels are still here to stay. What's your view on that? And to what extent do you think India can scale up some of these alternative energies and homegrown energies?
So I will just take a cue from our recent meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister, and we spent a lot of time on CBG, compressed by. So look at the attention which is there at the top leadership, that we have to be green. We, Honorable Prime Minister has said we convert farmers from Annadatta to Urjadatta, which means we convert waste into wealth. These are new technologies. They are stabilizing. We are actually spending public money on experimenting different tracks. If you look at the exhibition today, you will find so many companies of public sector doing green hydrogen in different ways. We are doing CBG using different biofuels, different biomasses. There is a policy intervention in place. We are going to, Honorable Prime Minister and Minister announced that we are going to have a state-wide policy for CBG to encourage states to actually participate collaboratively, because the biomass land comes from the state. Center can only do so much. We can, finance a plant, but finally the farmers are in the ground. So all these interventions, I think we are doing roughly about close to 900 tons per day. We are well on our way to do 1% blending of CBG in CGD networks. I think we will do 5% by 2030. That's our goal.
Sounds very promising, and all the best for that. Minister Puri, coming back to you. You've had a very busy, hectic week, very productive week, I'm sure. Among some of the meetings you've had, I hear, you've also met senior representatives from Venezuela and Canada. The Canadian minister was with us on the stage on the first day. Both of these are important oil producing and supplying countries. Of course, it's slightly different boats at this time, Canada and Venezuela. How do you see India progressing on continuing to diversify? I know it has already diversified to a fair degree the import sources for crude oil, but how do you see the path going forward?
Vandana, before I answer this, and I'm happy to do that, the point that Neeraj was making, I think the suggestion is not that CBG will take over from, the main fuel supply. I think the point he's making, and very well, is that whilst traditional energy will remain, the strides we are making in biofuels, you've done from 1.4 to 20%, CBG, yesterday we had a two-day meeting here on that. And what flows out of that, it gives us confidence that more and more emphasis will come on the greener energies, more natural gas, more biomass, more we'll use that in sustainable living. That part is lifting. But I think to be absolutely clear, it's not that fossil fuel is going to go away. In fact, if you don't go on investing in fossil fuels, I said in one of my statements that if you stop investing today, in 1 year alone, the combined production of two of the big suppliers would disappear. So it's an ongoing battle. On Venezuela and Canada, it's Neeraj who had met the Venezuelan delegation. I met the Canadian delegation, he was with me. Look, it's absolutely clear that today there are newer suppliers wanting to sell more to us. We have traditional relationships. In Venezuela, we were buying. One of our private sector companies was sourcing from Venezuela. We are, I think we have some pending issues there also in the pipeline, and I was told very happy that Neeraj was able to take those up with the visiting delegation, and they've assured us that they will go back and do that. I had met the current president, I met her thrice. She had come to Delhi. I'd met her at an IEW event also. I met her outside India many times. So look, at the end of the day, Venezuela's current production of 1 million barrels a day hopefully will only go up, which adds to the point I'm making that there is more and more oil coming in. Suriname, Guyana, Brazil, this thing. Canada is a slightly different case. It has huge reserves. I mean, you heard the Canadian minister say on this platform, on this forum, that if their southern neighbor has 8 years of reserves on crude, he's got 100 years.
Yes.
Well, make allowance for some assessments here and there, but southern neighbor has huge reserves of gas also. I think the Indian position in many ways is sui generis. We are today a large and growing consumer population. We are very much into imports, where production hours will go up with Samudra Manthan. We are also large exporters, as Neeraj said, we are the fifth largest exporter, fourth largest refiner. Our refining capacity is going up. We will deal with whomever we have to deal with. And I say that with a degree of clarity because the democratically elected government is answerable to its citizens. I mean, in a country of 1.4 billion, mercifully, there was no point last year or in the last few years where there's been a shortage of supplies anywhere. When there were floods in the Northeast, my collaborators took the gas cylinders on their shoulder and delivered them. Today, we have one of the lowest energy prices in the world. Global turmoil or uncertainty, as you said in the first question, that has never been passed on to the consumer. In fact, whilst LPG, which is clean cylinder gas available to a household, which is a beneficiary of the Ujjwala scheme for as little as 5 rupees in a day, and to non-beneficiaries 13, 14 rupees a day, the company supplying it ran up bills of something like 30, 40,000 crores. I think 39,000 crores if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But they never passed that on to the consumer. What happened as a result? We will compensate them. We've already announced in a phased compensation. You know, much that I admire the private sector, and I'm a great supporter of the private sector, this kind of activity by the state sector, by the OMCs, is in a class apart. I mean, how do you ensure that a large population of 1.4 billion, right, has not felt any turbulence in the domestic market? And, you know, our retail outlets, by the way, Vandana, have gone up beyond 100,000. And my OMCs tell me, and I'm going to say this publicly, they are looking for providing those which they run out of the 100,000, a more pleasurable consumer experience. They want to raise their revenues, non-fuel revenues. And I'm so, I'm their minister, but I'm also very appreciative of what they are doing. Many of them are now looking at establishing arrangements where they also take part in trading arrangements. Okay, these are things in the works. They are also today diversifying. I mean, it's a global phenomena, but I see these companies doing it. ONGC is looking at small modular reactors. When you were talking about the Canadian, they want to sell more oil, more gas to us. We are buying some. IOCL has an investment there. And British Columbia, they're setting up 6 liquefaction plants where they'll be able to extract it to sell it outside or wherever. Overall, the structure of the companies is also broadening. Okay, by the way, this facility was built in 13 months. It was the product of an exchange, of an idea that you got 250 acres, why don't you build something here? They brought the Prime Minister here in 1 year, and after that now it's taken off. So I think the oil companies, the oil marketing companies to whom I pay a tribute, and to Engineers India, etc., they are actually performing outstanding service in this whole process of energy transition. And by the way, they're doing very well also. It's not that they were subsidizing, they get compensated for that. If you look at their, the market position, they're doing very well. And that's how it should be. But considering that energy is the lifeline of not only our economy, every economy, considering that 22-23% of the government's revenue comes from there, I think this is a very good sign.
Your point is very well taken, and I completely am on board with that, that India has insulated a very large consumption base from whatever turmoil has happened in the external markets. And indeed, as you say, the ecosystem of all of India's oil companies. And on that very, very optimistic and hopeful note, I would like to thank both of you for answering my questions. And please join me in thanking both the gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you to the Honorable Minister, sir. Thank you to Secretary, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you to Vandana for this conversation with the Honorable Minister, sir. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we draw curtains to the 4th edition of the India Energy Week 2026. The vision, the mission, the year ahead already spelled out by our Honorable Minister, sir. And with the determined and committed steps towards ensuring energy security for our nation, working and collaborating with the countries of the world, and shaping a more energy secure, affordable, accessible future for our nations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you all very happy and safe journeys back home. Happy landings to all the people who are going to be taking their flights today as well as tomorrow. And let's work together and together towards realizing the ambitions which have been spelled on this stage and taking them forward for our nations and for the planet Earth. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind. To all the awardees, you may collect your boxes for your trophies. Backstage, you can come on the stage. And in the wings, you can get in touch with our representatives. They'll hand over the boxes for your trophies. This is for the awardees who have been recognized the Hackathon Awards, the Vinya Vasudha Award, and the FIPPI Awards which were presented, the trophies, the boxes for the trophies, you may collect it from the wings on the stage. We have our representatives. Thank you.